So hey everyone, my name's Paul. On Instagram I'm known as Gordy17. This is my 2017 Quicksand Tacoma. Welcome to my CRIGS. So first thing first, we have a Bravo roof rack with integrated amber and white light bars. On top of that, I have just a simple max tracks that everybody would have for their recovery or leveling out your camping rig at camp. For my build, mostly I focus on staying lightweight and practical, and mostly it's built for just a weekend, maybe a week out in the wild. So it's not necessarily have all the bells and whistles, just like everything else you see in Alu-Cab. So again, like I said, it's focused more on simplicity. So let's take a look at some other things that we have with that. So along with that theme, as you could see, we have a hammock awning that is very minimalistic. It does the job pretty well, fast deployment, and that's what matters most in an awning, I find, because if it takes too long to deploy an awning, most people likely are not going to use it. One of the best things that I think we added to this truck is the Contour Canopy. It offers a lot of modularities, and you can modify however you want to fit your specific needs, right? So I do like cooking a lot at camp, so for me, how to organize pots, pans, cups, cutting board, working space is important. So that's why we have an Alu-Cab kitchen cupboard that's completely kitted out with a cutting board and a fold-down table. This thing has been coming handy quite a few times recently. And on top of that, if you look at the doors of the Contour Canopy, it has pretty thick seal, so keeps the dust and water out of your kitchen stuff. So I think that's pretty important. Keep it clean. Yeah. Moving to the rear, we have our LT-50 Lightweight Tent from Alu-Cab. Most people ask, is it comfortable? Well, I'm 5'10", my partner is 5'3", and we sleep with a 50-pound dog. And again, it's meant for a weekend or a quick week out in the wild. So it's very comfortable, and it actually keeps in the heat pretty well for those who ask if this is going to be warm enough for them. I've camped in about 12,000 feet with gusting wind and frosty conditions, and it performs great. The fabric performs great, even without a diesel heater. So moving on to the side, here's my other hobby. So transporting a fly rod and deploying it quickly when you get to the water is important to me. So that's why I attach the trestle to it. It attaches directly into the Alu-Cab load bar with the low profile feet mount. And it fits in with the roof rack, gives just enough clearance space for some bed and frame flex as we go off-road. And that integrates very well into the bar and how low profile everything stays, just how I like it. On this side of the Contour Canopy, we have another smaller cupboard with a grid mesh. I usually use this for storage, a little bit extra power, recovery, stuff like soft shackles. And the important thing about this for me is to leave a little bit of space open in the door so I can reach into the bed rather than having a dead space in the middle if you have two large cupboards. And again, the Contour Canopy keeps everything inside nice and clean and dust-free, which is very important when you're constantly in dirt.
Something you touched on with the low profile feet is you're actually able to park your truck inside your garage.
Yes. So everything you see on the truck right now fits inside a standard 7-foot garage.
That is pretty sweet. That's not something many overlanders can do anymore.
Yes, with the camper game happening these days. Everything gets taller and taller, and I would like to keep the center of gravity as low as I can, you know, when you get tippy off-road. Not great.
Absolutely. And Colorado hail is always fun to deal with. So being
Absolutely.
able to put it inside the garage and keep her nice and clean.
Absolutely.
Looking. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And then quickly just touch on your wheels and tires and what's the suspension setup too?
Yeah, so wheels and tires, we have the RRW monoforged RS2s, I believe, with the beadlock rings. They're -25 offset. And the tires are 35 by 12.5 by 17.
Yeah, it's a big tire for a Taco.
Also for the shocks, we got Fox 2.5 with DSCs. Pretty standard in the industry recently, but you know they're great for the application. And Diva Stage 3 just to carry all the weight.
I see you got some hammer hangers too.
Yep, and hammer hangers from Rego Fab.
Does that really help with the ride quality as much as people say it does?
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of like canceled out like the small jittering and drifting in the rear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And up front, we have the same thing with the Fox 2.5 with DSCs and the RRW billet upper control arms.
Those are pretty looking upper control arms.
Yep. They are beefy for sure.
And then wrap it up. Let's see, what's your armor here?
So armor up front, we have a Southern style off-road front bumper. It's a tube hybrid. So it keeps the OEM fog lights, and that's what I like about it most. You know, I can swap out the OEM headlights with some SS3 Pro, some diode dynamics, and it works pretty well. And then we have the Morimoto headlights, the original version.
Really nice high approach angle, and
Yep.
And then your rear bumper as well. You got to swing out here.
Yep, so the bumper and the swing out is from ATH Fab, which is at the Helm Fabrication out of Nevada. And everything is high clearance and low profile.
Jerry can, spare tires, some
I
really big
integrate
backup lights.
Yep, I integrated the jerry can with a spout to it. Important for when you camp with dogs, right?
Yeah.
And I love this bumper that it integrates the parking sensors into the bumper. Like I mentioned before, I park in the garage, so I need to know where the wall is approaching.
Yeah.
When the wall is approaching. And it also integrates some chase lights. Some amber chase lights that are pretty useful, again, in the dusty environment or trails in Colorado.
Right on. Well, anything else you want to touch on?
That's about it.
Right on, right on. Well, thanks again, Paul. Appreciate it. Don't forget
Thank you.
to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what kind of questions you have on Paul's setup. It's a pretty sweet one. And again, trying to be able to put an Overlander in a garage is almost next to none. So having this setup is pretty sweet for that.
Yes, and obviously anybody can DM me at any time, and I'll try to answer your questions best to my abilities.
Right on. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.